Hi, my name is Robert. This video is designed to give you step-by-step detailed instructions on completing the task at hand. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you how to reverse the door opening direction on this Frigidaire Affinity dryer. Sometimes it's an inconvenience to have it open in one way or another, especially depending on your washing machine location. To do this job, you need a good large to medium cross tip screwdriver with a number 2 or 3 bit tip on it, but you want to make sure that the handle is comfortable for you to grab and lean on, because the hinge screws that are here and here go into metal, and you got to get a good grip on them, and you got to be able to put a lot of torque and pressure on them to get them seated right. Other than that, if you have a screwdriver that has a uncomfortable handle on it, you're not going to be able to turn them as tight as you want. So you want one with a soft, good grip on it. As you can see, the washing machine is open in one way and the dryer is open in the other way, and they're backed up against each other, and the downside of that is you got to bring your clothes around both doors to get them loaded in. When you look inside the door assembly, the frame of the door has a closed sensor, and it has 2 latching receivers, one there and one there. First thing you want to do is take off the 2 screws that hold the hinge against the frame of the dryer. The door is actually hanging on this V opening, so you can pull the screws out, then you lift the door up about a ½ inch and lift it away from the frame. Next, you take the screws around the door loose. You could put something under it if you like, so that you don't scratch the outside of the appliance. But they normally have security screws that secure the glass. One of them is there and one of them is there. You do not remove those because they're keeping the glass sealed and in place. So you remove the other screws that's holding the front panel to the back panel, but you don't want to release the glass. I removed 7 of these screws with the same tip on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I can lift this panel apart, the inner panel from the outer panel. So you see the hinge there, which I'm actually going to move on this model. I'm going to move that hinge up to the top. Then I'm going to take the clip out of there and move it down to where the hinge is. So my next step is to remove this, squeeze it in, and it should pop right out. And then I'm going to remove the hinge from that thing, which is the 2 screws on the other side of it. Okay, I removed the hinge. Now it has a block in there just to close the hole that the receiver clip is in. So I'm going to take that out, move it to this side, then I'm going to reinstall the hinge on this side after I remove this cover here and that cover there. I can simply squeeze and push those out from the inside. You see how that came out with my thumb, just pushing that out. To get this metal locking clip into there, you can just lay it on there and then work it on there. That way, simply locks in place. It's pretty easy. Not much of a jigsaw puzzle at all. When you screw these 2 screws in the hinges, make sure the hinge is squozen flat, press firm against the inner panel. Then screw the screws in as tight as you can. They're metal, so it's almost impossible to strip them, but you do want them tight. Do all you can to make sure that you start these 2 screws in the hinge area straight, because they are really hard to get into that metal. especially if they're on some kind of angle for some reason. Get them straight. They're tight and hard to turn in, but be careful with them. Next, you want to take this clip there and move it over to that side of the dryer. Now you want to set the two halves back in place and put your frame screws back together, made into two pieces back together. Get all the screws lined up and start it by finger, and then turn them down a few turns on each screw. Don't tighten any of them until you have them all close to tight. Then tighten them down in the circular pattern. Take your time, turn the screws in slow. You turn them in until they're snug. They're turning into plastic, so try not to turn them in too hard where you'll strip or break the plastic. Next, I'm going to remove this tab, take it over to the other side to plug this hole over there. So I just lift it up, slide it out, put it in that side, slide it down. Somebody's damaged that hook just a little bit, so you could tap that in to straighten that out if you like, or put a screwdriver in there to get that straightened back out. Alright, I worked with it a little bit. I got it flatter. So now I should be able to hang my door over there, put the two screws in it, and that should be it. Close the door, run it for 15 minutes. Make sure it stays closed and latched in place, and you should be good to go. So there you have it. Now the door opens closer to the washing machine, and it's easier to load and unload. So you close the door, set your thing, hit start, make sure it drives without your door popping open and it's striking your closed door switch, and you're good to go.